So I wanted to use this one just to show the really powerful advantages of LiveTransfer inside of DesignX and how that works. So for this one, I selected an industrial shape, and I believe this one was use a handheld. But you can see, very simple to take this pipe, and we're just going to show how it was modeled real quick. And you can see you can do it in, oh, it looks like it's white light. You can model this in less than an hour and have it over into CAD. So with that, let's go ahead and jump over to DesignX. All right, so now over inside of DesignX, you see basic model, but it has some valuable things to teach us. And look, it's a very short history tree. We'll go ahead and roll back. We'll talk about how it was modeled first, and then we'll go from there with the LiveTransfer, which I think is valuable here. So we went ahead and we did a sweep of this part, and we can extract that sweep automatically using a tool up here in the tree. So if I just come over here to Sweep Wizard, we'll just turn off the solid, and we'll turn on the regions, and we can grab these regions here. Hopefully we can grab those regions and come over to the wizards and say I want to fit a sweep to that area, and you can dictate how it's creating it, and you can even say, we'll just go ahead and take that and hit next and let it calculate. So here it is, just the preview. Looks really good, actually. And you have the ability here to say, you know, with freeform line arcs, deform the curve so you can adjust the smoothness of the center line that we calculate from there, whether it's going to create a solid or a surface, and how it creates the part in here. So if I just hit OK, you'll see here that we went ahead and created a second sweep. Sweep number 2. I will turn on the solids, and we'll hide the mesh here. So this is the one that we just made here. So not perfect, but I just wanted to show that that is how this was made. You know, just a quick overview. And you do have the sketch associated with it, so you can edit this sketch here and make it what you need it to be. So if you want to come over here to the sketch here, and you see here, I'm not stuck with whatever was given to me, and I can update that, and there we go. We have a new sweep. So we'll go ahead and clear that out. Just get rid of it so it doesn't mess up anything here. And turn on my mesh, and we'll just keep going forward here. So turn that on, and then you see they do a move face to extend both of the ends there. And then we did a revolve to create this side, the bead over there. And the bead over here. They add some fillets and then cut the end off. Same thing that's going to happen over here. And then at the end, shell the pipe. So everything there. So now, very simple. I just wanted to show that. Might as well talk about how this was modeled. And then we can jump over to showing how to send this to SolidWorks. So if I'm going to send this to SolidWorks, I would come over to this right here. One more time. There we go. Start from first feature. So this is an important thing to point out. I today am going to send this over all as one So it just go line by line and send everything in one shot. But you also have these other options where you can say resume from selected feature. So I can just choose a spot in the history tree and say start there and keep going. And this is for very elaborate models where you've done a lot of modeling and you want to start and stop in different sections. Or you can say, I want to only send these selected things. So there are workflows with DesignX and CAD where I could just extract a few necessary components and then send those over to CAD and complete the model over there. So that would be really useful in that sort of workflow where I'm going to do most of the modeling on that side because I'm really only missing a few pieces and parts of a scan. So from here, we'll go ahead and hit start from first feature. But before I do, I will bring up the SolidWorks software and I will move this over to my other screen and then show it streaming into SolidWorks. So just give me 1 second. So here is SolidWorks in all its glory. I will just hit the checkbox on my other screen. And what we do is we call it LiveTransfer because you have to have both SolidWorks and DesignX on the machine at the same time. And it streams over while they're both open. So it's streaming that data into SolidWorks live, on the same machine. And it's building all of this stuff over here as native entities. So we'll just give it a second. It'll pop up and tell us that it's completed. You'll see here. Right there, export succeeded. Hit OK there. And then I'll just do a little bit of house cleaning where I turn off the surfaces because I don't need to see those. And just hide all that stuff. So there is my pipe. And you'll notice that there is a history back here. And you can see if I just come over to this torus here and hit edit sketch and zoom in, you'll see here that there is the sketch associated with that. If we dimensioned it, it would have come across with a dimension, but in this instance, it didn't have a dimension on it, and I could make changes to this. I could do whatever I want here. But the idea, just to make sure you're aware, is I can save this part now and send it to another SolidWorks user, and nobody would ever know that this ever even came from a separate software, right? It looks like a native model. It acts like a native model inside of SolidWorks, and you can work with it, and you don't have to go back to DesignX at this point. You can edit the fillets, you can do all kinds of things, make your drawings, assemblies, all those sort of things. So it's really helpful to be able to live transfer stuff over. But I wanted to start showing a little bit of the live transfer functionality on these webinars too, just to expose everybody to what is possible in here. So I'll try to make note and pull up examples of live transfer examples going over to CAD as well, so we can talk about those sort of things on the RE lab as well.